So good morning, everybody on the line here. Today is Thursday, March the 16th, 2023. The weather's good. It's in the mid 70s. It's going to be nice. It's going to be cool a little bit the next 3 or 4 days, but we'll take it because, as I said, in August and July, we'll be wishing for this. So hope everybody can see my long gray hair that I need haircuts. But anyways, and some Just for Men. Need to put some of that on there too. Every time I see myself in the camera, I'm grossed out. But anyways, so welcome everybody today. I won't keep you long, but I wanted to hit on a couple of points. I hope everybody is understanding the rollout of the loyalty plan. I hope everybody is taking advantage of the looser underwriting. And hopefully you can hear me. So in the chat button, type yes if you can hear me. That way I know that I'm being heard and not on mute, and that we're rocking and rolling. So I need a little feedback there. All right, Rigo, thank you. So the loyalty plan, hopefully everybody is rolling that out correctly and knows the ins and the outs of it. And if not, again, and you have some questions about it, jump on right here in my territory. This is the toolbox you need, finalexpenselife.us. I'm going to, once again, I do this every time. I'm going to copy it over in the chat box, and you can copy it from there and grab it if you need it. I think you will, because it's where all your tools are. I've got the new rate calculator. I've got the new prescription guides, got the new rate book in there, the height and weight, everything you need all in one to be successful right in this orange and black category, and right in this tools for you. Okay, so go in there and play around. If you have some questions about the loyalty plan, call me, and or you can go on the weekly recorded trainings, go to my YouTube, and I suggest if you have not done this yet, go in and look at the loyalty plan training right here. Okay, the loyalty plan training. I'll probably circle back around again next week and do that. This last week I did, or 2 weeks ago, presenting the product, how to present the product. And then I did one on working leads, ordering supplies. So this is, again, this is your business and you're the one that runs your business, but I've given you the tools to be successful with writing the product and being successful in the field. So check out my YouTube channel, subscribe there, take a look at those videos, and I think you'll find them useful. All right. Again, I'll field any questions you have today, so go ahead and type them in the chat box. We've got a good group today. Morning, Zeta, and whoever else is on the iPhone. I can do that. If you have a one-off question and you can't chat, just go ahead and unmute yourself and yell it out, because I'll be glad to help out, and I'll answer any questions and field those, because it's all about you. This is for you. This isn't for Keelan. This is for you. You've jumped on the line. You've taken the initiative to jump in here, and this is all about answering questions for you, and I'd be glad to field those questions today. The one thing I wanted to go over today with and really hit home on is our funeral planning fact sheet, and I think it doesn't get used enough. Once again, to kind of rehash, once you write a policy, I'm going to take myself off video just to save my bandwidth. When you go write a policy, or you present a policy to people, or present the opportunity, or present the product to people, you use two things. You use the presentation piece right here, which you should know by now that is available to you in English and Spanish. Again, I've done several presentations on how to present the product for the funeral planning fact sheet, but you've got the funeral planning fact sheet that basically goes through over here about who we are. I'm going to highlight, who we are right here, how much it costs for a funeral, how are you going to pay for it, what you actually want to leave behind, what you don't want to leave behind. Can everybody, let me see, can you see my screen when I'm sharing this? Somebody type yes if you can see my screen when I'm sharing this, because I want to make sure that I am using my screen share properly. So can you chat over here and put yes, or unmute yourself and say yes? So if you can see my screen, okay, when I'm toggling back and forth, thank you. You use the funeral plan, you use the presentation piece, and then remember in our presentation how you go in and you really dive down here and you make sure that every single person you know has one of these historical records. It is very pertinent for them to have this in their hand, even if they buy a policy from you or not, because this is what's going to be important to them, or important to the beneficiary when they pass away. The names, the date of birth, the moms, the dads, veteran, yes or no, family information, cousins, aunts, uncles, maybe some funeral service instructions that they want to go through in detail. What clothes you prefer? You want the casket open or not? Very important. Pallbearers, because some families fight over that. Oh, well, he would want this person. No, he would want this person, or she would. Your name as it would appear. But this is, if you look at it from a helicopter approach, you just get above it. These are 2 pages of very important information that everybody's going to need when someone passes away. So I challenge you to go into your agent portal. Remember, go to order supplies, and I've helped the company make it easy for you. So remember this, go today, go to supplies, go to general items, and go into your loyalty starter kit. Write this down, take a picture of it, whatever you have to do. Loyalty starter kit. Get you 2 or 3 of these kits, okay? Because what's going to come in the kit is 3 of your new loyalty applications that you'll need, 3 presentations to present to people, 3 fact sheets, and 3 referral forms. And I need you to fill out a referral form for every sale that you make. Please, please, please. So use these 4 items in conjunction every sale. And they come in packs of 3. You can get 2 or 3 packs if you want to, and that will get you everything you need to do to write the new loyalty plan, to present the plan, and to have the fact sheet, and to have referral forms. All comes right there in your loyalty starter kit. All right, so very important that we do that. But then you come down here on the presentation piece. Remember, we go in here and we make the people read it out loud. This is whole life, blah, 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 blah. And then we have your proposed coverage and your total benefit and everything here, okay? And then your draft date. I know I scribbled on it a lot, but I'm just kind of show you where this stuff is, okay? So several of my presentations, I go through this presentation piece. And so the second part that I really want to focus on today is when we transition is the funeral planning fact sheet. And I think this gets overlooked because we get in the middle of our presentation and we get all the way into the presentation piece right here, and we forget to slow down and really talk to our people about this, because this is very important. And this is where they gain trust in you. This is where they begin to trust you and go, yeah, they really know what they're talking about, or yeah, they really have my best interest at heart. And I really believe we miss this sometimes when it comes down to our presentation and working through the product. But I want to just go through this and spend a little time digging down in, because I think there's some things in here that are going to hit home for you, because it does for me every time I read this. And I've read it more than you have probably, because I do a training. They're doing it since 2016, so I've read it in detail slowly. The funeral planning fact sheet. I'm just going to read, okay, and we can dissect, we can dissect in a minute. Planning a funeral, especially when you find yourself in a difficult time of bereavement. So focus on those words too. We want to try to set the stage for people that there will become a time of bereavement. And time of bereavement meaning just sadness, overwhelming, maybe happy, happiness too, because those happy sads, because you're proud of them. This is whether you look at it, in a funeral sense or look at it as a celebration sense. It can be either or and all. It can be very daunting. The list that follows contains some decisions that need, not that might, but that do need to be made by every family to make arrangements for a funeral, sometimes in just a matter of hours. So here's what we're trying to tell people. Listen, we know you're going to go through this. We know that you're going to have a loved one that's passing away. And we know that when you pass away, a loved one's going to have to do this for you. And a loved one's going to have to do this for you. So we want to make it easy for you. We want to make it already laid out to where they're going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, but thank goodness that everybody on the phone, everybody, Rigo, Zito, Bertha, everybody did this, and they thought enough of me to take care of this. We have seen that the best way is to plan ahead and make a difficult time more bearable. Okay, so we know there's going to be a bereavement. We know there's going to be need there. Could be in a matter of hours, and we want to make it more bearable. Okay, and that's what we do here, and that's what we're looking at here. On the pre-need side, they arrange the whole thing all the way from the caskets to the flowers and stuff like that. We, on the final expense side, make sure that the beneficiary has enough money to take care of these things. In addition, which is in addition to just the funeral. Okay, so this is where I want you to focus, and I want you to be able to, if you're not using this, it's hard to build trust and gain trust and let them know that you really have their best interest at heart. If you're just out there going, yeah, here's 15,000 for, here's some money for stuff, it's really tough. But if you're talking to the people, hey, these are the things that are going to come across your desk. These are going to be the things you're going to have to write checks for. These are going to be the things that are going to, if you don't have one, you're going to have to cut checks or use your credit card or have a benefit dinner or something for. And this is really the nuts and the bolts of what we do. So I challenge you that if you really have maybe been in this human nature, listen, it's human nature by all of us just to kind of shortchange some things. And if they're already buyers, like, oh, yeah, let's hurry up and get the check and get out of here. And I don't want them to tell me no, and price might be too high or whatever. But if you're worried about price being high for people, it's because you're not building value. When you build tons of value, the value of what you're providing for them goes up and up and up and up. And it depends on your audience. If you go buy something at a garage sale or an estate sale, you pay a lot less than you would if you pay it for retail out on the street. But sometimes you do buy stuff, impulse items on the street, because you see value in them. You go somewhere and like, I really like that shirt and it's a really good shirt. I really don't care what it costs. I want that shirt right there. And that's because the people that's selling it to you, or the people that have provided the store or provide the piece of clothes, have provided value to you. You see value, you see need, you see want, and you really don't care. You want to be protected, and you want to make sure no matter what it costs, and they trust you, because there's a lot of untrustworthy companies out there. So this gives you an opportunity with S&L to provide trust, and they start to believe you. So I'm going to dig down in here a little bit, so bear with me. It won't take long, but I want you to think about this. And I'm going to look you in the eye when I do this, because I think it's very important, because I'm real passionate about it. I want you to pick out, in this 122 things, I want you yourself to be thinking about it. And if you have a funeral planning fact sheet at your desk or at your disposal right now, go ahead and pull it out and take a highlighter or take a pen or whatever. And I want you to pick out what means the most to you, not to Keelan, to you. And I want you to pick out 5, 6, 7 things that you can go to people, and go, hey, did you think about this? Would you have money for this? Oh, what about this? Oh, just think about this. Those things, okay? And I want you to pick those out, because in your presentation piece, you're going to do rinse and repeat. You're going to do the same thing every time. And what that means is that you're going to pick what you think is important out and go, hey, Ethel, did you ever think about, when you pass away, or when someone passes away, your family comes into town and you got to feed them, and you got to have hotel rooms and clothing, and maybe the girls go to get their nails and hair done, for the funeral, or what about a headstone? What about bills that are going to be needed to be paid by the doctors? And does Uncle Joe have any debt? Who does he owe? What do we have here? And these are the things that need to be thought about. Okay. So I want you to slow down a little bit this morning and think about these, because they're really important, and it will come up one day for the people that you leave behind. Do you want to leave them with all of this, and or the people that are leaving you behind? There's two sides of the fence. You leaving them or them leaving you. It's still going to be the same. Everybody's still got to pay these things. Nothing changes there. Okay. Nothing changes there. So let's go through these a little bit and slowly. Over here in this section, what you're going to find are the vital statistics. So these are things, this is information mostly that's going to have to be collected. And I'm not going to go all the way through that, but as you see, as we go down through here, addresses, legal birthplace, maiden name. Or again, remember, though, these are also things that in our presentation piece over here is that we're asking. These are things that we're asking, okay? So I want to make sure we can all see my screen yet. So go ahead and yell yes or no if you can or can't. These are things that we're asking over here. Okay. Vital statistics, social security numbers, date of birth, father's name, mother's name, marital status, and spouse. Okay. So these things don't necessarily cost us money over here, but these are things that we're going to have to gather. And that's why we give them the presentation piece, because they're going to have to gather that. Okay. Funeral arrangements, what we're deciding on. Decide traditional or cremation. Okay. How about preparing of necessary papers? That could cost something if you have to go to lawyers, legal certificates, government forms. Decide on the jewelry and glasses. Decide on the clothing. Okay. Donations instead of flowers. Initial ambulance pickup. Embalming. Cosmetology, hairdressing, display of flowers, and memorial book. Okay. Those are things that are going to cost money and that we have to think about doing. Number 33, acknowledgement cards, thank you cards, funeral coach, flower card, limousine for family, maybe, pallbearers, use of chapel, state showing room. Okay. Going to cost money. Parking facilities, music, news, arrangements, church service, casket, visitation, graveside. I don't know if after also you people gather around, you have a celebration, you have food, maybe music or whatever. It's going to cost money. Other decisions. Let's back up on here. There is so much comfort in knowing this one expense my family will not have to worry about. That's coming from you. That's coming from you. And you have to portray this to your client that we're trying to help you, okay, have comfort in knowing that this is taken care of. Being comfortable with knowing that it's taken care of. That's important. Okay, clergy, provide for eulogy, answer phone calls, time of service, pallbearers, clothing for your children, preparation of the home for food and family guests. Transportation, check-in papers, okay? Arrange to meet and lodge relatives. Thank you cards. Death certificate, okay? Think about these things. It costs money, okay? They cost money, and those are things we need to think about. All right, let's go down here. People to notify. Clubs, unions, clergy, attorney, employer, funeral director, creditors, and banker. Keep going here. Think about the money here. Vault, opening and closing the great endowment care, memorial marker. That does not normally come with a funeral. Okay, headstone. And I've seen some elaborate ones. Setting of the marker, sales tax. Okay, let's go over here to the right. Keep going down. Future plans, emotional adjustment, income, credit, rebudget for spouse loss, bills to pay. Look at these, all these bills to pay: clothing, transportation, telephone, food, nurses, ambulance. Not a lot of us are just going to die at home without having to go to the hospital for some reason or another. And that's going to cost money. That bill is going to be there, whether you pay it or never pay it or somebody pays it. That bill is going to have to be there. Collection of legal documents, birth certificates, veterans discharge papers, your will, social security, marriage license, bank deeds to property, auto ownership, income tax returns, disability claims. These are going to cost money and time to go get and to collect up. Personal data, okay, hobbies, interests, grade school that they attended, high school that they attended, college, degrees, citations, special accomplishments, charitable wishes, okay. 122 things that are going to have to be collected or paid for. 122 things that are going to have to be collected or paid for. So in our presentation piece right here, we try to get a lot of that out of the way by providing you this document that you can put with your policy. And I always tell people, hey, listen, fill this out for yourself and put it with your policy. And then when somebody comes and finds it, you'll have it all in one place. It'll be all in one place. Okay, your historical record, your veteran, your family, the things you want to see and everything here. Okay, it's all in one place. So you have 122 things here that in the funeral planning fact sheet that need to be taken care of, need to be paid for, or need to be done. And I want you as the agent to find those things in here that if, you know, and think about this, maybe you've had a funeral in the past, maybe you've had to go to a funeral, maybe you've had to put on a funeral, maybe it's been a spouse, maybe it's been a mother or a father. But think about the things you had to do and circle those, because these are going to be talking points to where you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to go to that client and go, you know, I had to bury my mom or my dad or brother, sister, kids, you know, heaven forbid, mom, dad. And I remember having to do this kind of stuff. And, you know, and it's, yeah, it's taxing and cumbersome. I love them, but it's, you know, it is what it is. And think about those things, because I think you can find in this, I think you can find right here in this planning fact sheet, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 things that you can really stop and talk to your client about and go, you know what, this is really true. This is really true. Let's think. And when you put yourself on their level and you're sitting there with them and you've got one of these sheets and they've got one of these sheets and you're both looking at this sheet and you're going, you know, yeah, this is true. We're going to have to do this for our parents. Or, yeah, this is true. These are things we're going to have to pay for. Yeah, this is true. These are things our kids are going to have to do. We really need to take care of this. We really need to lift the burden and make sure it's all together. You know, that this instruction guide, the presentation piece, it's got the information, our policy is all there together. And we are actually providing and releasing that burden. And the kids can go, ah, thank goodness. Or, ah, appreciate it, Dad. Thanks, Mom. You know, I had an agent tell me not too long ago, he goes, yeah, you know, the people are going to remember us for the things we did along the life, and people are going to remember us for the things we did in life with them or whatever, but they're also going to remember the last thing we did or didn't do. They're also going to remember the last thing we did or didn't do. And that's the truth. I mean, even though you're not going to hold it over their head ever, and you would do anything for your family or they would do anything for you, but still, when that is all packaged up, it's taken care of, that's a different feeling. It's like, wow, they thought enough of me, or I thought enough of them to take care of this. And I really just wanted to focus this morning on the funeral planning fact sheet, because I think it is an excellent piece of our presentation. And if you look at these things over on the side, right over here, it says, planning gives me peace of mind, know that I'm going to make it a bit difficult, time more bearable. And doing this right now will take off a lot of stress from later for a family. It would break my heart to think of them having to do this for us. We know planning ahead helps our families, and we know it will be easier for the kids. What a big statement. What a big statement. If you just did that, if you just said that, you know, and said, you know what, that's why we sell final expense policies, that we give our kids and our family the information that they're going to need, and we give them extra money to take care of these needs that are going to be there for them, so that they're not having to take care of these things. And you know what, even though you may not want to do this, and you may not want anybody to do, it's going to be beneficial for you, because you just don't want to be those people that go, well, they can take care of it, I don't care, well, me in a pine box. No, let's take care of it. And we have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate about it, because you have to, you have to tell your people that, hey, I'm passionate about it. This is going to happen to me too. We're all on the same box together. We're all in the same deal together. I'm no different. Just because I have an insurance license, I'm going to die. I'm going to pass away. And I don't get a discount either at the funeral home for being an insurance agent. It's the same price. Okay. So funeral planning fact sheet, I challenge you to grab these and go order these, the funeral planning fact sheet and the brochure here, and practice some. Again, they're beautiful, glossy. They come to you free. You can get them over here in the, you can order them one-on-one if you want. Like if you just want those, you can do the brochures and get them right here one-on-one under the brochures. If you just need certain ones in English or Spanish, and if you need help, let me know. I can help you out. Or if you want to go over here to general items and order you some English or Spanish starter kit, what comes with everything in there together, you can grab those too. Okay. Good news, exciting news coming down the pipeline. I'm super excited. Number one, we have the loyalty app running and going. By the end of this week or next week, this web app, which you've normally had to do, you do it on the computer and then you call home office, has been a 9 to 5 deal. So this is huge news coming forward in probably the end of this week. It's going to be 24/7. So you don't have to wait on a company and you don't have to have a person on the other end of the line. It will be automatic. So you will call into a recording number 24/7. It'll take your information and that will throw it over to the underwriter and it will be underwritten. You still will have the option if you want to call from 9 to 5 to get an instant decision, but on the recorded 24/7 will go to an underwriter. And we underwrite fast enough as it is. That'll be underwritten that day or the next day. But the good news is it's going to be 24/7 weekends and the weekends, weekends and after hours. So we're super excited about that. And then coming down the pipeline too, what you're going to find in the next couple of months, which is even exciting-er, is our security care plan, which is for 0 to 40, is going to 0 to 25,000. You will see it come down the pipeline as the Guardian, and it will be available on the web app. So you're about to have the opportunity to write anybody you want from age 0 to 90 over the phone 24 hours a day, anytime. And that's huge. That's a big deal. So we're super excited about that. So get your people lined up, get them in a row, and that's a big deal. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of keep it short today and really hit home because I want you to think about this, over the next couple of days and am I really using the tools that I have? And am I being systematic about it? And I think what you'll find when you dig down into that funeral planning fact sheet and you start using it, you're going to really like it. It's going to help you. It gets emotional. You dive in with the client a little bit more emotional than you normally would, but also that's what trust is built about. You start getting into their life and you start building that relationship. They trust you and you become the final expense agent that they want you to be. And then they start spreading the news, referrals. Oh yeah, you need to show such and such this. You need to show such and such this. Oh, they would love this. Go see my Aunt Betty. She's been talking about this. And that's when the rubber meets the road and you get up to producing 7, 8, 9 policies a month, and that's the good stuff. All right. So use the funeral planning fact sheet. Again, I am here for you anytime, 24/7 also. Got my phone and I've got 3 messages since I've been on here. So call me if you need anything. Let me know if you need help. Don't be scared to call or let me know or text me. Okay. I care for every one of you. At the end of the day, we're going to be sitting on the front pew, hugging people's necks, not on the back, walking out. Okay. How many can we protect this year? 1, 2, 4, 24, 30, 35? I don't know. There's not a top end number. Just protect as many as we can. Talk to 5 people a day. Not just, are you ready? But when are you ready? Put it down, write it down, start your pipeline, build your pipeline 5 people at a time, 5 people every day. Write them down. When are you going to be ready? When can I come back and see you? Because I know you're going to be ready. I know you're going to be ready. Okay. Build your pipeline. Hey, thank you for joining on today. A funeral planning fact sheet, build pipeline, go see people 5 a day. Love y'all. We'll holler at y'all later. Let me know if you need anything from Texas. Adios.
Thank you.